In this episode, I'm going to share with you my 3-step formula to creating a powerful 60-second self-introduction. Very useful when you want to start any conversation in any situation. Let's get started. My name is Herbert Lee. I'm a Canadian-born Chinese who has been an English teacher for over the last 15 years. Actually, I'm semi-retired now. I only do teaching online, but that's another story. So let's get going. Today I want to share with you a 3-step formula for starting any conversation, whether you're at a networking event, a wedding party or social event, or even in a job interview. Having this 60-second self-introduction can save you a lot of time. So for example, in a job interview, if the first 60 seconds are easy and smooth, you become more fluent for the rest of the interview. So this self-introduction is a very valuable technique in many situations. Let's get started. Step number 1. What is your name? Where were you educated? What do you do? And what is your background? These are the things you can cover in section 1. So I would say, hi, my name is Herbert Lee. I'm a Canadian-born Chinese. I've lived in Macau for the past 40 years. I've been an English teacher for the last 15 years. Before that, I was a presentation coach to CEOs, accountants, and politicians. So here's step 2, give a little bit of background. I grew up in Canada, and I grew up with English as a second language, so my English was not fluent until much later. I did join a speech contest when I was 14 years old, and I did terribly. But then I joined Toastmasters, and I developed very good presentation skills, so good that people started hiring me to teach them how to do it. Okay, so now part 3 is what do you expect to do in the future, and why do you like doing what you do? I love being a presentation coach because I'm able to help transform people's lives. In 7 hours, I can take someone who's had no experience in presentation and I can turn them into an effective presenter in those 7 hours. And it's been life-changing for many people who have studied with me. Because of their presentation skills, they've been able to get faster promotions and they get noticed at every meeting. Every time they stand up to speak, people listen. So that's basically the 3 steps. You kind of give what's your name, a little bit of background about what you do, and why you enjoy doing what you do. After that, keep quiet and try to flip the switch. And then you say something like, so I've talked enough about myself, tell me about yourself. And then you're off the hook, you don't have to speak anymore. Let me give you a quick trick. The length of the 60-second self-introduction should be 150 words. So if you write it out, and it's a good idea to write it out, and try to memorize it to a certain extent. I'm surprised a lot of people don't do that. They try to make up an answer every time someone asks the question. So actually kind of write it out, 150 words, no more, no less. If it's more than 150, it's going to be overtime. If it's less than 150, no problem. People don't mind someone taking less than a minute to introduce themselves. But try to stick to the 150 minutes, you'll get a great result. Use this technique when you're out and about, anytime. When you meet someone who's new in your company, they ask you to introduce yourself, you have something to say. At every job interview, the first minute becomes super easy. When you're at a networking event or party, like I said, you have something to say when someone asks you, tell me about yourself. So, I hope that's been useful for you. If you enjoyed this and you really want to improve your presentation skills in general, as a presentation coach, I wrote a few books and booklets about presentation and public speaking. One of these books is called 200 Tips, Tricks, Traps, and Techniques for Presenters. You can get a copy of this book, a digital copy, absolutely free if you click on the link below. Give me your email address and you'll have this book in your hands in minutes. So until next time, I hope you will try this technique, actually use it, you'll see great results.